Okay, I'm going to walk you through the cards again and explain what I did differently from my original, and then I'm going to go back and actually make a card with you. So if you need that extra support, I've got it here for you. So here's this first card, Comfort and Healing to You, and if you can see, it's pretty much exactly the same. I changed the papers. I still have the banner and the ribbon and the button, and I've changed the sentiment just a little bit. I also just did corner rounders on 2 corners instead of all 4, but very similar design. The next one, this is actually a Christmas card with my new favorite paper. This is gorgeous. This paper is called Petal Promenade, and this is the Christmas paper. I'll have to look it up. It's in the annual catalog. It's a 6x6. No, it's not. It's a 12x12, but it's beautiful. I love bright reds for Christmas. So if you can see, there's a good comparison there. Here, I took the banner. Of course, the paper is different, and I used the same paper for top and bottom, so it's just one sheet. The banner went all the way across, and then I just added a little die cut out from my Big Shot machine instead of the ribbon. And for the embellishment or sentiment, I added a stitch circle with some leaves, ribbon, and the little word joy. So really the same design. I've just changed it to make a beautiful Christmas card. Very simple. The next one comes from Animal Expeditions. It's a great stamp set and paper. And what I did differently here, again, I went all the way across with my banner. I still have the 2 coordinating papers, and instead of a hello, I cut a big square and added a little cutout from the paper of the kangaroo, popped up the little koala bear, and then added a sentiment with another little stitch-shaped circle. And my embellishments, I used buttons with some of the new gold pearls on the outside. I'm sorry, the inside, right there. This is a little bit of linen thread, and then the bright green ribbon matches my square. Oh, one other thing I did, this opens differently. See that? All I did was just change which side I put the fold on. And then these 2 cards, I completely turned the card around. My card opens here at the bottom, but you can see I have the same design. I've added a little part of the sentiment down here. Just changed the coloring, the papers. Instead of sprinkling the dots over here, I've just added 3 dots there. And then this is a die cut for the word amazing. Very simple. I keep saying simple. I know it's not simple if you've never done it before, but I'll show you how. And then here's another one. So this is kind of like what it is. So I've turned it sideways, and I'm having my banner go straight down instead of across. Tucked some leaves in. I did do some embossing on my red banner, but the same principle, added some sequins and a thank you sentiment. Got the idea? All right, so it's not difficult to do with any card. So let me show you exactly how to get started. I started with a sheet of cardstock that was 8.5 by 11, and I cut it in half on the long side at 5.5. So that gives me when I fold it, it gives me a 4 1/4 by 5.5 inch card. That's just a standard A2 card. So on top of that, I am going to take my tape runner and my paper. This is coming from, I should have written all my stuff down. Abstract Impressions is the matching actual stamp set. And I think Garden Impressions might be the name of this paper. It is so pretty. So I've cut 2 pieces of coordinating paper. Now I decided to go with a solid on the top. So this is Grapefruit Grove and Garden Impressions, I believe is the name of that. Okay, so I have this one is, of course, all of them are 5.5 inch across since I've turned my cards sideways, and I need a total 4 1/4 inches going up and down. So I have the Grapefruit Grove is 1 3/4, and the Garden Impressions is 2.5 inches wide. So let me get that down very quickly with some tape runner, and we'll build our card. Okay, so there's my card base. Now I cut a piece of coordinating paper. This is the back of one of those other designs in that same pack. And this is 1 1/4 inch by 5 inches. Now I want to make a banner out of this one. You don't have to. You could go all the way across and make it a straight line. But to make my banner, let me show you a cute little trick. On the end, I'm going to cut up however deep I want that V to be on the end of the banner. And then I'm going to go from this corner, and it's hard to see here, there it is, to the top. And then from this corner to the top. You can always use the punch for this if you've got one of those, but this is just a quick little fix if you don't. Now I'm going to pop that up with some pop dots, which I do not have, so I'm just going to use tape runner because that's what's here. But I think I normally would like to do at least 1 layer with a pop dot to give it a little bit extra dimension. And hit that right there. We're good. Now I'm going to build some layers, and I'm going to build them with some ribbon. So I have some of this tulle polka dot just to give it a little texture. So I'm going to cut that probably about 4 1/2 inches. I'm just guessing, and I'm going to angle both ends. Put a little tape runner on the back, and just pop that on there, right in the middle. Actually, no, I don't want it quite in the middle. I'm going to pull it down just a little bit. About 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of your banner. The next one I have is this little shimmer pink ribbon. Isn't that pretty? So let me figure out how long I want to make it. I think I'm going to start with a flat end and then angle the. So on this end, it's going to be just flat with the card edge. And on the other end, I'm going to angle it. And get a little tape runner. And pop it on there. Good. All right, now the next part, I'm going to take a little piece of scratch paper, or wax paper works great, your silicone mat works great, and put a little Tombow glue on it. I'll just use the edge right here. And I have cut out the word celebrate from the Amazing You framelit dies, and I think I used Emerald Envy for this. And I just think that's gorgeous with that card. Isn't that pretty? So I need to get some glue on the back of that, which is not an easy task, but I can do it with the little sponge and a little bit of that Tombow glue. So if you just kind of hold it real still and daub some of that glue on the back of it, it just takes a sec and you're good. Pull that up. And that keeps me from getting glue all over the front of it when I use something else. And sometimes it's just too much liquid for it to handle and it squishes out. So that works just about right. There's my celebrate. Now to finish it off, I'm going to add a button. This is the new Faceted Gems, and I want to show you a little trick. If any of you that are as old as I am probably know that a little better. This is a needle threader. We used to thread needles a lot. Don't do that so much anymore. But if I take it from the front and push it through one of those holes, see how it opens up and it gives me a big space? So I took about, I've got about 9 inches of, this is Calypso Coral, I believe, baker's twine. Use whatever color you have. So I'm going to pull that through so that I have one end coming out the front, and then I'm going to do the same thing to the other button hole. Push it through, grab my twine. It will take you forever to pull that twine through on its own. You will be forever grateful for this little trick if you ever try it. All right, so now I have my baker's twine coming out both sides, and look at all that thread I have, the twine I have. I don't mind wasting a little bit to make it easier. If you had a little tiny bit and we're trying to tie that into a knot, it can get very frustrating. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to cut it off, whatever length I want. I like it short. And add a glue dot to the back and add my button. Isn't that cute? Last thing I want to do is add a few pearls. And I'm using the Share What You Love Artisan Pearls. They have some beautiful colors. Now, I don't think this is the exact same color. I'm going to use that green there. But it's going to go together just fine. And I'm going to grab my little stylus to pick those up and just sprinkle a few of those on. Okay. And we have a beautiful card, and compare that to the original that we started with, and you see how close it is. I like that. Isn't that pretty? I think this one I'll probably put happy birthday on the inside. Now, one more little quick tip to show you. If you would like to fancy up your envelope, there is a new die, and it looks like this, and I will list the die set. I have forgotten it. I'll list the die set down here at the bottom. So I just ran it through the Big Shot with a piece of paper, and it's going to cut it that far. And I'm going to leave the rest of this on there because it'll tuck in real nicely. I'll just tuck it into my envelope, and I have a nice liner. Going to add a little bit of tape runner on the back. I think I'll just add it to the envelope and press it down, and we are good to go. Isn't that pretty? Simple, pretty, but look at all the possibilities that you can make. Now, I'm going to have instructions for each of these cards on my blog in the next week or so, so you're welcome to take a look at that there. I will put a link below the video. Also, I have some door prizes. I'm giving away some ink pads today. So if you'd like to leave a comment, and let's do it before Sunday, that will register you for a door prize, and I'll just do some random drawings. So I have some pretty brand new ink pads to give to you. Never been used. So I've got some of those that will go out. Thanks again for joining me for Stamp Club. Let me go one more card to show you. And remember, you too can be a designer. All you do is case something that you like. Please check my blog out, www.crafterinspired.com, and I will see you soon. Thanks.